All right, welcome back. This is Ethan the Missionary Man Parade streaming the games of OPGG versus. I should probably find that out.
It's OPPG.
It's gonna be OPGG versus. I think I should have it up here.
Healy's Wheelys.
Healy's Wheelys.
Got it.
That is correct. It's gonna be OPGG. It's the third and it's gonna be the third and fourth place seeds going into finals.
Right.
So sorry about the troll. I just kind of left the stream open for a little bit there. But yeah, so I guess that's what's going on. Right here, if you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Barrett. I'm back again. NeuroKanza is my screen name. If you want to add me, we can play some games. That's fine with me. I'll be sitting in. I did just cast for the last one here with Ethan, and we should be good to go.
And my name is Patrick. My league is 9-line Asuna, and I'll be here offering commentary.
Yeah, so just trying to find out which guy I need to actually spectate that I have added.
Go dog.
Guys, I'm lagging.
Because I had just played. If you have free vein lesson, what is it? Free vein lesson.
I'm just gonna add real quick X Venom as they're in champ select and whatnot.
Yep.
X. Sorry, we weren't super prepared. My fault on that. I was thinking that I already had them added. You know what? I actually do have them added. This is Dogsy Nisunagi from OPGG. So they're still in champ select. And
It seems like they're just waiting out the timer right now.
yeah,
so.
just kind of waiting out the timer. So I guess in a few minutes here we'll be able to start. So yeah, just want to go over once again. This is the split kind of going in. It's going to be Healy's Wheelys versus OPGG, and Tea Party versus GB5. It's going to be best 2 out of 3.
Right.
So that's kind of the basic information there and whatnot. Make sure if you guys have any kind of donations or anything, send those into the download or to the donation link right below, the Extralife donation link. Click follow if you haven't already.
Do it for the children.
Do it for the children.
Pretty much.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I guess we'll wait that out.
Yeah. Still waiting for it.
We're going down to the line.
Yep.
So right now, I guess what we could do is we could make a straw poll. Those are always fun. We're going to see who you guys think's going to win. Who will win? Healy's. Sorry if I butchered the names once again.
Right.
Healy's, Wheelys, something like that, versus OvenPizza. GG.
I didn't get a chance to play against any of these or either of these teams, but I heard from the people behind us in the tournament that the pizza guys are really strong.
We actually played against them. That was actually the we played them in that was our first loss actually. So it was in the third round that we went against them. Let's see, for familiar picks I can see right now is the Ari. The Ari is a great pick.
Now
right
that
there.
is that's really good because they're taking it away from Dogsy Nisunagi, which is his best champion.
Well, that's good because actually the best we ended up banning out their Oriana because they are actually pretty skilled with Oriana as well.
Okay,
I can't
definitely
remember.
one of his top 2 champions.
Yep, Dingo Duck and Kid. I mean, they're bot lane together. But yeah, Academic Doggy. It looks he's always in the mid lane, and he had an Ari, and we played a pretty safe pick with a Syndra, and he took control of all the charms. He seems to be great at grabbing those charms right at the end, and then true damage. Here it comes, and then you can't do anything about that.
Exactly, just went right through the wall. He had great chasing potential with everything. wasn't really getting caught by anyone or
Right,
anything.
and that's just the thing. Having that AP mage in the middle lane, and then but still having the capabilities of what an assassin does, and so it's they take great advantage of that. Now, I will say for the other team, Healy's Wheelys, they have the Vayne pick. We actually ended up banning the Vayne pick because for HPGG, they've been playing for 2 games, I believe now. Their first 2 rounds, they had a pure Vayne composition team, and they excelled with it.
Yeah.
Completely. They had no flaws, and it was just they picked every champion they could to protect the Vayne, and it paid off. We
2v1ing that lane.
right. So I'm actually a really big fan of Healy Wheely's picks right now. You have the single target from the Maokai up top, and you got the single target from the Rammus. So we got those both kind of exchanges right there. We got the Ryze. It'll be Ryze versus Maokai up top. Rammus versus Rengar in the jungle. I think the Rengar will be very nice to see because the Rengar can take advantage of Ahri's mistakes if he catches her off. So I think it'll be a really fun thing. They're not really sure right now. It's one of those things for Ahri brought the Ignite, and then Orianna's going to keep the barrier. So I think that'll be a really fun trade-off in the middle.
Yeah, any input from Patrick here?
Yeah, I think if they're planning on 2v1ing, Rengar's a really interesting pick because he adds a lot of unpredictability. In the 2v1, he can farm up. He doesn't have to spend as much time mid, and he'll spend time visiting lanes for long periods of time.
Sure.
Whether that's diving turret or attempting to stop push. So he gets a lot of, it's a lot more predictable in the early game, but when he hits 6, he gets like the opportunity to switch things up and really make a huge impact in a big game.
Right. Another good thing. I mean, I think they wouldn't have made it to the top 4 at this point, but for these ending knockouts, both teams, once the mid game hits, almost everyone on the team will grab that upgraded sweeper, and that'll be a big hit for the Rengar.
Right away.
I mean, they're going to be able to catch that invisibility off all the time, although they will have to choose from using that invisibility for fighting Rengar or catching the wards.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a good play for both teams, and
maybe a smart idea to pick up even 2, you know?
Right, I agree.
Playing against Rengar, you have to pre-plan your wards. You can't just have them like in your lane, you know, the normal wards. You have to have them out into his camp so you know where he is, you keep track of him.
Right.
Yeah, we just saw in I believe it was, I want to say it was Samsung Galaxy White versus TSM, and TSM gave Rengar to the Samsung White jungler.
Right.
And
Double goals.
they had actually 2 wards. This is up in the top lane. Dyrus was on, I believe, the red side, the top right side, right?
Yeah.
Was on the red side, and the Samsung White jungler just comes in and just blows him up. Dyrus had no idea that he could be there as quick as he was. Or I didn't even think he ulted. So it was just really insane. The game's starting up right here, so we'll go ahead and show that. There we go.
So for this game, we actually did play against the purple side, and Academic Doggy is a sick player, I have to say. So what I'm looking for in this game is, can he get fed? Because if he is able to run over the map, that's going to be their key.
Definitely. Looks like we have a double
invade.
Double invade going to each side, kind of a ring around the rosy sort of a feel to it.
And the ward from Nami will not spot this.
Right, if they head the right ways.
Yeah, because they're going to go through the bottom way. Now, maybe a little bit risky because they don't know that the enemy team didn't get that warded. I should probably update as to who's actually playing this game as well.
Right.
When you look at your team and you size up your level 1.
Yep.
And if you look at their level 1s, they're pretty even. So it makes sense that both teams would try to invade. And when you're playing against a Thresh, you really don't want to spread out and like form battle lines. And the same thing goes for like Nami, Rengar, and Maokai. You really don't want to spread out against them. So it makes sense that they would invade. It's actually a safer way to go.
Alrighty, so
here's the 2v1.
Are they going to be able to take anything off of that?
It seems like what it looks like right now is they're going to trade red for red. I see Orianna. Orianna is moving down into the red area. where they're invading. Seem going to get the ward off, but I mean they're still going to wait out for the red buff, and they're probably going to be able to take it pretty much for free.
All right, so it looks like it's going to be successful for kind of both sides.
Right,
Probably
and
not
if we
gonna
notice here, for the Vayne play, the Vayne top switch, so they're going to be the lane
Oh, there we
swap.
go.
This is actually a pretty, not a risky play, but a one that seems to be very rewarding if they can pull it off really well.
Vayne has a really tough time against Lucian and Thresh.
Right.
So it makes
So
sense. that they
really
lane
a
swap.
smart idea for them to kind of center top. I mean,
And what you'll see is that in a normal
a
game,
little bit of a spam from Crazy Legs going
Yeah.
a little crazy there.
in a normal game, the junglers will
Doesn't
split
even
the
have
map.
legs.
Will split the map via the river.
Sure.
But when you 2v1, you split the map via mid lane. So
Right.
it's just a whole different.
Yeah. And you know, I mean, from my experience, when you're if you're gonna do a lane swap, you're doing a lane swap because you know that you can take the enemy tower before the enemy team.
Exactly.
And so, so what you're trying to do is you're trying to take their enemy tower, switch yourself back to the bottom lane, so that way you have more dragon control. Because ultimately you want to have that dragon control, but you don't want to be up here for too long and lose it.
Right, I agree.
You want to have more people on the bottom side of the map.
Right, I totally agree with that. And the good part is they're choosing to do this against Ryze. Ryze can do a great job against getting the last hits under tower, but if he stays too long with last hitting under tower, they will get the turret.
Exactly.
And
The
so
other
once that
thing-
turret falls, they will cycle back down.
The other thing is Ryze is a late game focused champion. He needs farm. Maokai does not need as much farm as Ryze does, and he's content to sit in a 2v1 lane, whereas Ryze really needs to scale. And so what they're doing, they're giving Vayne a free lane, and they're giving Ryze less opportunity to ramp up and get his mana items and get stacked.
Right. And that's the thing. So at this point, it's a race for see if Lucian Thresh in the bot lane can take it.
Ram is going in. Is Nami going to fall? She gets away
Gets
with
the
the flash.
flash
She
out,
burns
but
the ignite, but
Vayne is in a bad spot.
taunted. Almost has enough damage, just not
They
quite.
can
If she
turn
rolls
this.
back in, she
Oh,
can
there
get
it
it.
is.
Oh,
First
gets the
blood.
first blood, rolls back out. Ramus thinks about going in, but he doesn't want to lose his double buff, so he comes back out. One more hit from Vayne, he would have gone down. She would have
Right.
got that true damage. Doesn't matter how much armor you have. She has true damage. She would have beaten that.
And so
very smart move. We got a teleport coming in from Ryze.
That's a very smart move. I was going to say if he did not teleport back into that lane, that would have been exactly what we were talking about. Their turret
Yep.
would have fallen faster. They would have switched back to the bottom lane. They would have taken pure advantage of what just happened. I mean, Vayne
Force him to
now
burn
getting
it.
this kill is going to harass his Ryze even more, which is going to be a great move. But it seems that on the bottom tower, Lucian and Thresh have been able to get a few pokes off into that bot turret. So if they're able to succeed in getting the bot turret as well, then it will just be a standoff in the mid lane to see who can take control of that first.
Yeah, so another interesting thing is they're actually kind of hurting their Alistar a little bit by sending him to the bot lane. He isn't going to be able to CS quite as well. Now,
Maokai, Alistar.
oh,
That's-
wow. Maokai, my
Yeah,
bad.
but as I was
just
saying,
saw him as a big soccer guy.
Maokai offers a great ult, CC, no matter what.
Yes.
Like so, he can be okay with no
mana.
farm.
Yep.
But whereas Ryze only gets the one CC, he doesn't have as much utility. Like,
It's always fun.
Always.
and Vayne getting kills is good because if they do want to switch back in 2v2 versus Lucian to stop their tower push,
Definitely.
once she gets items,
Ooh, taking a little bit of tower harass there.
it does a lot to like stop Lucian from bullying Vayne. Vayne can actually lane against Lucian when she gets items.
One of the things that actually happened to us in our game too, our
We'll
bot lane,
eventually outscale them.
our bot lane was actually excelling against. We were excelling against OPGG, and even with the bot lane excelling, and that's what they have to worry about.
Ooh, we get the death sentence on the
He's going
Maokai.
straight
Pulls
in.
him out of the turret a little bit. Takes
fine.
way too many turret shots, though. Maokai is fine. He's got enough sustain. We got some damage coming in. Nami almost goes down. Let's go ahead and jump back 15 seconds. See what happened there. Ramus is going to roll
Skateboard is
in.
Nami.
It's twice now at this point.
That's what you got to do. Ooh, misses her bubble even. How did she not go down? Oh, the Vayne saved her.
That was great.
That was a great knockback
That's
by
some
Vayne.
bot
And
lane
puts a little
synergy
bit of
right there.
damage
That's
as
right.
Ryze runs away. It's like, get back to your tower. This is my lane.
Right. And that's the other thing. Vayne didn't seem to really help out in that little engagement. too much.
Maokai going on as Thresh goes back. Thresh is kind of like, maybe I shouldn't back.
Yeah,
And,
they're both running kind of low
yeah.
on mana. Just a bunch of skirmishes in the bot lane right now.
That's the thing. Vayne's not looking to scrap.
Ramus
She
waiting
just
off
wants
to the
farm.
side.
Exactly. And so, but I was trying to get across earlier. If HW's bot lane, so the Vayne and the Nami, if they start getting really fed, but if Ari starts taking it back for OPGG, then with Ari taking it back over, Ari can then roam up to top lane if they're taking too long to take that tower.
If Ari can get ahead, it puts pressure on Vayne to perform.
Exactly, and she can get up there and do the assassination kills on both.
Yeah, I think it just complicates things.
Exactly, and even in these ganks from Rammus, they're going really well. I mean, they're
creating pressure.
I agree,
and they're keeping them off the tower. Look how much damage or life that tower still has. Let's see. So Rammus is definitely, I think, doing a great job of just making sure that they're not attacking the tower. Like I said, that's the goal that they really need to try to accomplish when they're doing this lane swap, and Rammus is just completely denying it from them.
Right. You can see the value of the pressure in the numbers.
Sure. And
Rise is up 10 CS.
I'm not sure I've been seeing X-Venom do a whole lot of stuff with his Rengar. This is the first time that he has not played Jarvan today. He's been doing fantastic with Jarvan. He's stolen 2 dragons.
Wow.
Secured probably 4 or 5 of them. I don't think he's lost actually a dragon today that he's gone in on. Oh, we got Ari coming up, and that's finally enough to take down the
Nami. Finally, not going to get away this time.
So I think what they really should have done top lane is freeze. They needed to not push. They shoved into the tower repeatedly. Rise can CS under tower just fine. But if they had frozen, deny Rise CS, and then you're playing that low economy top lane game.
Right,
yeah.
And that's the thing. Ari was able to roam and is still ahead of the Orianna that's in the mid lane. And so I don't know, but if an Ari comes back in my lane and I'm playing the Orianna right now, I'm like, man, I have an even harder lane at this point.
But I have to say, in regards to the Rengar, a lot of Rengars will power farm to 6. And so you should look to see what Rengar's going to do in the next minute and a half or so. And if it succeeds, then they can pull an advantage. It looks like he just blew his ult.
Which was, let's jump back a little bit. Ooh, let's jump back, see what's going on. Okay.
So pinging for the blue.
So it looks like he's about to gank mid through the lane.
Okay.
He ulted right there. And it's right as Ari's going to take
And there's a lot of stuff going down onto Maokai right here. That's what we were saying. He got a little bit of a damage reduction. Great damage reduction on that. They might have been able to dive. I think they might have been able to kill him if he hadn't gotten his ult off there.
Maokai is just hard to take
Probably
down.
trying to go a little bit more safe. We see Nami is now roaming back into the bot lane.
Sure.
Vayne is going to beat him up. I think they're at that point like, hey, we weren't able to get the tower on top lane. Let us go back and switch.
Coming down.
Yep.
We'll see if they can make anything
of
of this.
Vayne's a little even in CS. She's got some items. They can probably stabilize the lane. And Maokai's got TP.
Well, let's go ahead and look what the actual gold is. 2,600 and Vayne's about 200-300 ahead. Not huge difference, but she might be able to keep her own.
The only difference was that Ari kill, I think.
Now that BF sword on Lucian, that's going to be big.
Yeah,
that is a huge power spike in the early levels. So I guess now we got a death sentence onto Nami. Nami is not going to be able to get out of this one.
No,
target down the Lucian.
And here comes the TP in. There's right behind too. Oh,
the TP gets canceled. Maokai must have canceled that. Gets away. They pick up a kill. Oh my goodness. Is Nami going to be able to do it? Oh, he's so close.
Wow.
And he takes the turret shot. He walks into the turret. He was...
they even said
huzzah, he says. Huzzah.
I mean, yeah, that was an unnecessary tower hit, but I mean, Lucian did gain a lot from that.
Oh no.
I don't know, because
Lucian
3-in-1 Vayne.
3-in-1 Vayne.
She finished Bork?
Just a little bit of a misstep. She did finish Blade the Ruined King. He did pick up a pickaxe. That's going to be a bigger power spike on the end of Vayne.
But wow, that TP canceled from Maokai. I think that changed the entire fight.
Yeah, he definitely just rooted him he has so many forms of ways to disrupt
Well, even so, he might have canceled it himself because the fight was going well. You know, he didn't need to be there.
Completely agree.
But you look at 80 carry itemization in terms of finished items.
Rise wants to go in. Oh!
He picks that up for free.
See, the thing is, Maokai didn't have anything to punch to get his passive off.
Yep.
So that's one of the things that makes Maokai as strong is just being able to heal. And that's why he's actually a really good pick against Rise as well. Because Rise is a super skill spammy champion. Maokai takes advantage of that. and just says, hey, I'm going to take your spamming and
Okay,
turn it into free
Rengar right
heals
there.
for me.
Oh, and that
Beautiful way to get Rammus off then,
Right.
but Ari's going to come in, pick up the kill on the
Here it
Rengar.
is.
Yeah, at this point, Rammus went straight for that chain vest after getting the Spirit Stone and the boots and mobility. He was able to get over there, and that was just it. Rengar was attacking into full armor. Rengar couldn't take advantage of that at all.
X-Venom this game struggling a little bit with struggling a little bit on this Rengar as opposed to the Jarvan. I'll have to ask later on if Jarvan actually got banned out or kind of
Right.
what happened there.
Right,
But,
and I
think it's making a difference though. That's
I-
something I've been paying attention to all day.
Right, and you know what? I think that's really kind of throwing him off. And you know what? Luckily, I mean, at this point, you have the chance for matches in these situations now with the top 4. So even though it got banned out at this point, I mean, if they ban it again, then he's probably gonna have to pick something else up. The Rengar just doesn't seem to be the answer, at least not for this composition.
And a Rengar.
Definitely.
You know, all I have to say
Good
is
CSing under tower.
the DFG looms near.
Yeah. The
There
FG's
we
coming
go.
soon.
I think she has 1,600 gold. She can back with a needless.
Yep.
After that,
Maybe wants a ward or something else because
They are trying to contest Dragon at this point, which I think is a very good move.
yeah, because she hasn't spent that gold yet. She still needs to do that. So maybe kind of a missed call on Ari not going back there. Or maybe they just weren't paying attention.
The only concern I have is that
Don't know if they can
Ari
stop
does
this.
not have ult.
This is going to be a 5v5. We might see a team fight here, early
Oh, here
team
we
fight.
go.
Rise is coming in late, but if they
They are
start,
taking Dragon aggro already. They're going to try and whittle it down.
Oh, Rengar's
Oh,
going
Rengar
straight
jumping
to the
in,
back.
goes
Far.
straight
Far.
onto the
Tsunami
onto
ult. Ari just came up.
Well, this is going to be a wipe.
Oh, and
completely
then
gets
Vayne
turned
going
around.
straight down to
Oh.
the Rammus. The Rammus does his job, takes the taunt straight onto the Vayne.
Now they are
down.
still grouped together. She can still put on some damage, and
Oh, and
it
you
looks
just
like
need
it's
one more
not
hit right on the-
gonna happen.
and got
Misses
it.
the death sentence.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a great
he gets
ult,
it.
though.
Oh, just not enough. He lives by roughly 30 HP.
And this
They're
is another
probably
great
going to
call.
go for tower, and they're going to get Dragon off.
That's
the
right.
back
They're going to
of
go
this,
tower, and they should rotate straight to Dragon at this point. Take it while they're down. Maokai's still down for another 12 seconds. Rengar just got up, and I
too.
don't.
They did just lose Rammus.
That's right. Yes, I guess they're not going to be able to have the tank right now to really take it. Which at this point, I would take the Dragon. But like, we lost the engagement. Take the Dragon. We just lost the turret. You got to compensate for that missed gold.
I mean, Rengar was up. He was already right there, so
Here's the hoping they both just meet back
Yeah,
in the
for
Dragon
another
Pit,
fight.
go at it again.
They are definitely all converging down to the bottom side of the map.
The
Yeah,
DFG
so,
is real, friends.
Now,
It's
BGG
here.
coming out on the bottom side of that fight.
Yeah. Now, Maokai is heading top. He does have teleport up, but I think even if he shows up late, it would not be in good favor for them right now.
No. I am.
Well, we'll see what it
Oh,
goes.
and the
Rammus
Rammus
is
is going
going
straight
in.
in. He's gonna straight
Rengar
press-
gets caught out, taunted, misses the charm, and he goes down really quickly, and they're
Got a
not
knock
going to be
bump.
able to contest
Oh, the
that.
Rise
He gets-
snagging. Oh, wow.
Rise snags Oriana. He's not able to get out. That's a
And
free dragon.
That is a free dragon. And I was just saying, Rengar.
See, he's pinging top tower. He's just going to try and take that.
Yep, and that
Vayne's
was
just going to
only-
try and take golems, take anything that she can get. She knows that way is probably going to push out.
Yeah.
So at this point, blue side really needs to get mid or top slow pushing. They need to
Yes.
send somebody up there, clear out the ranged minions, leave the melees, get it to slow push. That creates pressure in the lane. They can send 4 people to another lane, and then they just need Vayne to freeze.
Right.
They need to get Vayne as farmed as they can. She's down 20 CS.
See what
And-
the gold difference is between them? Ooh, almost 1,000. That hurt them quite a bit.
And they just need to funnel farm in there while they let Oriana clear waves at the turret.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. At this point, I mean, when you're down 8 kills, when you're down two turrets, a dragon, the goal difference is pretty intense right now. Almost 2 towers. They're probably going to take
Yeah.
the top tower pretty soon. But that's the thing. I think not having the J4 and having the Rengar pick this time, it's really hurting. In that entire fight, the Rengar got picked off, and at that point, the fight was
every single
worthless.
time. Rammus goes in, and he's been taunting him every
Yep.
single time. And if Ari can, she's going for the charm.
Yep.
So that's definitely their high priority pick. They're trying to kill him before he can do his insane amount of damage. That's
that-
what Rengar is known for.
And at
Here
that
it is.
point,
No towers are down, but the lane phase is clearly over. You can tell. Everybody's roaming every which way. Rengar
Get a
is
little bit of an
only-
engage onto Ari. Are they going to be able to pick anything off? It looks like she is going to have to ult away. She is going to get away.
oh, and the flash for the Rengar.
is
That
not
was the
gonna
last
get
minute of
it.
the ult. They're gonna let it go.
Meanwhile, top lane, Maokai
get the
getting
Maokai, and they're
taken
gonna
down.
take that
That's a free.
And that must be the 3rd or 4th shutdown Rengar ult.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they're looking to improve
got the charm.
next game, maybe don't put him on Rengar, or maybe he just had a bad game.
Maybe it was just a bad game. Yeah, that's
But
right.
I
mean,
also think that
oh, they're gonna get pincered right here. All right, they see it coming. They back off just in
Down.
time.
The bowl, good for a disengage at this point. That's the thing. If he doesn't hit a bowl
They're
on
gonna have
Rammus,
to circle around though. They're gonna
Rammus
get,
is gonna be able to get in there fast.
And
And that's what
Rammus,
they gotta worry
his
about.
ultimate,
It can
he
do damage.
damages turrets. I think that's the only ultimate in the game. The only ultimate in the game that damages turrets. Not the only skill, because Azir
Right.
technically.
And then, like, Kale, you get the bonuses from the extra effects.
Yeah, exactly.
Rai's going to get out the Orianna, but the shield's going to be really strong, so almost no damage.
Death sentence. Very narrowly missing. Vayne's down here in this bot lane, just farming
this is
away,
what they
happy
need
as
to
can
do.
be.
Yep, they
And
got-
she sees that all those teammates disappear.
She's going to get out. She got a turret for free, and that's exactly what they need at this point to turn this around in any center. In
yeah,
any
and you know
sort of
what?
way.
She goes top right now, right?
Ari?
No, Vayne should. They just keep putting
Yeah,
her
she
in
needs
the
to.
side
She
lane.
needs to get that solo lane experience. I mean,
Maokai's going to head up there
Now-
first, actually.
Maokai should be with the
I
team. They
guess
should send
she's
the
going
AD.
bottom. They're sending Maokai top. I guess we'll.
No, Vayne's going to stick on the bot lane. I don't think it's a smart idea because if Vayne goes anywhere near to try and split push that secondary turret, it's not going to be a good time. She might not be able to recall in time, or they're going to lose a giant fight, and then they're just going to beat her into pushing the towers.
So here's one of 3 things that Red Side can do to stop this Vayne split push. They can either put 5 mid lane and engage 4 versus 5. With Rammus, it's possible. With Thresh Hooks, it's possible. And Ahri, it's possible. Or force Baron. You clear out Baron of any wards, and you take it, and then you steamroll from there. And the other thing you can do is put Ahri in the side lane.
Right.
Just shut her right down.
And that's the thing. For her being an assassin-like character, Ahri can get around the map really fast.
Sure.
Not just even with using her ultimate to get around and get into certain bushes, but like let's say they make an engagement in the jungle, Ahri will shut that down by going over every single wall that she sees to get anyone caught out of position.
Right, and against Vayne, as long as she's got a pink ward, she doesn't even need to hit the charm now. She's got DFG.
Being
Exactly.
very aggressive with their wards and counter warning.
Yeah, and here it is. This is like when you see the wards go down like this, it's like the beginning of the end.
Rai's gonna grab this free damage right
Misses
on
the
Maokai.
charm.
Oh, there's a
we
hideaway
got
going
in-
in. I think that might have been a misplay. I don't think they wanted that exactly. Rengar going straight
Rengar
in.
goes straight for the back line, gets taken down once
Immediately.
again.
Ahri's trying to get. Oh, that was
Oh, he's
great.
still alive. He's still alive. Really good ultimate by. Wow.
Seemed to be a lot of kind of even trades right
Lucian's
there.
Finally in the.
Really good calls from OPGG to pull off it just
wow,
right time.
and they got the
just
Ahri down.
barely not going off. Just barely not killing him.
There seems to be a lot of like
Super
equal trading
close.
right now, but like Nami has not been touched, and if Nami's alive, she can keep healing your teammates and coming back into these fights. Rai's already going straight in, and the Culling
Rise goes down. The Culling
Vayne
takes down
straight
Vayne.
down.
I mean, it's purely just misplay from
Exactly.
And
Red. That
there's
was
OPGG.
causing that.
There it is.
I thought, honestly, I thought that was a misplay by Rise going in. I was undoubtedly wrong. They were able to come back, collapse on them, and they just took that. We do have the TP coming back in. That is super
We know
good. I
that
don't
City
know
got
if
a
he
crack
wants
snake.
They're
to.
going to be
Take it
able
on
to probably
one,
pick him up. Oh, he's going to be able to get out with the flash. That's
He's
both
actually
summoner.
healing while he's taunted because of his passive, and they're all using skills on him, so he's just like, hey, that's fine. I'm just going to heal off of your taunt. So,
But no, that was a pretty
Not
good
a problem.
teleport to save that turret.
Yeah, they
Definitely.
stopped the push.
Let's
but
see if he
you
can
look bot
stop
lane-
this.
Right, bot
No,
lane
he
is
didn't
definitely
stop
going
the
down there. Vayne's going to have
minions.
to come down there.
Good farm for Vayne. That's a lot of minions for her. That's going to give her some decent gold. However, is starting to roll ahead. He's 7-1 and
Right,
8.
and
He
8.
has his Infinity Edge. He has his Static Jiv. That is a huge damage boost.
Right,
And frankly, I don't know Blade of the Ruined King and
Well, you
Zeal
gotta
is a good
say-
enough.
You gotta think that items are more meaningful on Vayne than they are on Lucian.
Right.
True.
Because that's the thing. Vayne already comes
damage.
with the true damage. And
Exactly.
so,
See what I was going there?
Yeah.
Huh?
I appreciated it. Thank you, Freak.
Anytime.
oh, Orion's going to get caught.
Lucian, tons of damage. If we're going to be a freak here, tons of damage going down onto Orianna. Just gets dropped instantly.
Maokai's nowhere to be seen. I mean, Rammus isn't there with a smite either, so they could come over and take it, but They're just gonna let it go. They're gonna give it away.
And I mean, with Dragon Up, you can't be going across that pixel brush. You know, it's too dangerous. You gotta have
Exactly.
wards.
And, you know, sometimes people just make like panic plays as well.
Yeah. So what's happening is like they're cinching them down. That's what is OPGG.
Yes, no, OPGG is actually currently losing to Healy's Wheelys.
Okay.
No,
Healy's-
actually, I think
Healy's
thi-
Wheelys
this-
is red.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Healy's Wheelys is
Nope.
choking them out.
Yeah.
You can see the wards are dying, the camps are dying. They're slowly just shoving in.
Oh,
Ram is going in. Ram is going
Got
in.
it
Is he going
slow.
to pick the Nami
He's
this
gonna
time?
get the Nami, and then the
Man,
tidal
he's
wave
been
though.
loving that Nami all time. The rest of the team's far away, but Rice flashes in, is able to take it. They do not take down Nami. That is good because she absorbed all that damage. They are
Yeah,
able to
already
come
inbound.
back, take back a kill after Maokai fell. All right.
Yeah, it seemed Ari was not able to get into that fight at all, and so, I mean, they were able to pick
She
up.
didn't want to.
I just want to
Right.
give props to Crazy Legs.
Dude,
He has
he
been
is-
getting out of crazy stuff
Oh, yeah.
all game.
Crazy Legs has got crazy jukes.
Most definitely, I think definitely a star. I would even consider saying of OPGG right now, doing really, really well.
I mean, that's like probably I think 5 times at this point in the game where Rammus has gone in on the Ari twice at top lane, multiple times on here, and that's another one right there. She just gets away.
And I mean, that's not just Rammus, that's Rise Flash.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is a big engage tool for this team.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah.
If you can get that blown, it's like a huge weight off your shoulders.
That's right. I mean, and that's the thing, because Rise can do a ton of damage.
Right.
And especially now we're getting to this later point in the game. He's getting all this mana.
Yep.
I mean, he hasn't even finished his tier item. And so once that's done, he's going to be doing even more damage. And still, Nami being able to live through that, wasting the flash. You're right. That's a ton of engagement that they have capable of later game. Whereas they might have to only rely at Rammus at that point in the game.
And to tell you just how meaningful that flash down is, Vayne versus Rise. Rise creates such a problem for Vayne. Vayne is a short range AD carry. She's got 550 range, and that is within the range of his W. And it
Sure.
makes it really hard for her to dance around Rise's W to not get rooted while still dealing damage. And that flash
Got a lot of
extends
things
the
coming
range
down.
of his W. You know?
All the pinks. Just 1, 2, 3 on the field right now.
All right. Crazy Legs, he's not going to be able to get out of this one. He just drops instantly.
Not getting
There's
out.
only so much as Crazy Legs can
They
do.
have no- oh.
I guess it's karma for the, well, no, it's still Nami, not karma, but for doing his little jokes
Spam,
earlier, his
yep,
little
the
spam.
spam.
Oh, and
Knocking
Vayne
the Rammus
ultating,
back.
not getting
and still gonna be
anything
able
out
to
of
get
her
it.
ult.
Oh, and still grabs the Vayne. They're
She's
going to
gonna,
sprint it.
oh, she gets a cleanse.
We're going to be able to pick up the Rengar, but not going to be able to do almost any
All the damage
out of
is
the
going
Vayne.
on to Rammus. That's exactly what they want there.
Right,
Healy's really wants.
Rammus finishing his Randuin's way earlier. He still has never finished his jungle item, which, you know what? He doesn't need it at this point. He got another Warden's Mail.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can
Crazy.
really tell how much money they've invested into shutting down OPGG's one and only hope.
Right.
You know, you can
Yeah,
see
the late game hyper carry.
Frozen
Now,
Heart,
if they can
Randuin's.
get that tank out of the way, that is helpful. Are you
Rengar-
serious?
Wow. Still
Wow.
Oh, my.
the
Wow.
Lucian is huge.
All game, Ari and Rammus are getting away with no health.
Exactly.
The Dingo Kid strikes
But they're
again.
not.
And I mean, that's
not
the only
enough.
reason why there's only 7 kills for OPGG.
They're just managing when to back
Exactly.
super
They're
efficiently.
you're getting away.
It's like a team full of Crazy Legs.
Exactly. I mean, they only have Nami getting away. The rest of them are getting caught, or the rest of them are getting caught, and they're not going to be able to get away.
Oh, it's not me.
Oh, that would have
So
been fun.
close.
You know,
She had the attack animation going.
the Dingo Kid should not be allowed to have Lucian. I have to say this. The last game they played was against our team. He penta'd.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, we were even in lane. No problem, no problem. His team fight is sick.
It's just, I mean, actually, and that's the thing. In the first 2 rounds, there was not a lot of Lucian bans. I would say even across the board, a lot
He's
of Tristana
easily one
bans.
of the top 2 bans right now.
Exactly.
I ban him over Tristana myself.
Exactly. I would rather deal with a Tristana and play with a champion as an AD carry that
Because
can
she
beat
takes
her.
longer to get rolled.
Exactly. So if you can beat the game at mid game, you're sold. I mean, this game's only 26 minutes in, and
You can
Lucian
tell.
is
It's-
huge.
It's all mid-game comps. You get a mid-game comp, and maybe you throw in Rise.
Right.
for the scale.
And Rise got built super early. He's 737. He got that Rod of Ages super quickly. I mean, he's sitting on a Frozen Heart that shuts down Vayne in just about every respect, other than the fact that it's a lot of
he
armor.
has his tier right now, waiting for the tier to finish. I'm going to build a Banshee's Veil.
Right.
So he's got his Spectre's Cowl. He's going to be able to deal with the Orianna damage that's coming out.
Yeah, and it's like people have been complaining about Triss being so strong, but you look, the meta shifted. Like, no king stands on or sits on the throne for long, you know?
Definitely.
The meta shifts, you get rumble picks, you get mid-game focused team comps,
Yep.
and Tristana does not survive in that environment.
And I would say that's one of the strong reasons why Jace is really big right now. It's just other people who are at the top of their game, like Zed. You find someone that seems to do a little bit better than Zed in lane and can carry on into late game. Jace is a great pick for that.
And it's like, why would you play Triss if you're going to pick Jace?
Exactly.
You want to play Corki, you want to play Caitlyn, and Caitlyn's not a very strong pick right now.
Yep.
So you want to play Corki with Jace. That is a sweet poke combo.
Go ahead and pick up a dragon for free. Healy's Wheelys looking very strong.
Very.
17k gold lead.
Yeah, 17.
So that's not.
So it's not that Tristana's a bad pick. It's just she doesn't synergize well
Exactly.
with
And
what's being played.
for what we're seeing, a lot of this, because the mid game is where all of this took off for Healy's Wheelys. And as soon as the mid game kept going, they have the champions for that mid game.
Exactly.
And then they only carry over to the late game because then the Rise will come over.
And so the two main comps are those mid-game team fights and the siege comps, the early siege comps.
Right, which, and Caitlyn excels in, but I think Corgi can do it a lot better.
Right, and the problem with Triss is she sieges late.
Exactly.
But these are early siege comps, and she doesn't have time to level up and get her range.
Seems like they're going to rotate mid. They took that inhibitor pretty easily. It was almost uncontested at this point. Rammus looking
Just
to try
cutting
going.
through it like butter.
Yep. But now this is another real 5v5. But in this position, Healy's Wheelys, if they play their cards right, they can do this under their turret easily.
So what I think, they can get bot lane to slow push. That'll create pressure, and then they just need to die.
All right, Death Sentence goes on to Maokai. Not the ideal target, but he is still going to get dropped fairly low. He drops his damage reduction, which is
DFT
really good.
thrown.
Beautiful Orianna ult right there. He is eventually going to get taken down.
The thresh hook on the Rengar. He's going straight
He
in.
goes
He's still got the
flying
box.
in.
And he's going to get out. And
That was
Rammus is
a
gonna go
beautiful
straight up
flash.
to
He
the
was
Orianna.
almost hit by that Nami ult. He can't get away this time.
The Thresh Lantern was almost there. Lucian
Lucian.
is so huge right now, just going over and
Yeah, you can
he
see
wasn't
he starts
targeting.
heading over, and Vayne's nowhere near. Just backs off.
Now, what I saw right there, OPGG had a really good Nami ult, a really good Orianna ult. They needed to go in. OPGG, they're going to surrender. The first game goes to Healy's Wheelys. Congratulations to Healy's Wheelys.
Right?
And I guess we're on to game 2.
Yeah.
It is best 2 out of 3. So if Healy's Wheelys can pick up a second win, then they will be going into the finals.
Right, and so I think at this point, OPGG will definitely reconsider that Rengar pick. I think it really brought them down the entire game. They need something that can work. If they're going to pick these mid lane comps, you need to counter that with either an early game comp, they'd shut down the mid lane, or another mid lane contestant.
Or
Yes.
Zyphorus? What's his name?
Venom?
Phenom?
Yes.
Phenom just needs, if he's going to play Rengar, he's got to dig deep.
Yeah.
They need to, the problem is, so they 2v1 with Rengar.
Yes.
They have Nami in a lane. They have Ori versus Ari.
Yep.
They have no kill lanes.
Right.
There's no one to help Rengar do his job.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Maybe, so it's not just his fault, is what you're saying.
It's
They
not
need to
the
help-
Rengar.
They need to help him out with
right.
their pick and ban phase.
Now, I mean, it's not his fault, but I mean, for the Rengar, you need those kind of kill lanes and things like that.
You have no targets to hit.
Exactly. So if you don't have that, you're right. It's not completely Rengar's fault at that point. It's neither the team's fault at that point. It was just probably
Definitely.
a throw off. They might have been that Jarvan ban, and so he was completely taken apart. And so he's like, okay, let me try this other assassin-like, jungler that can need the people to get the kills. But Jarvan has that more secure with the Cataclysm and being able to take it down.
Exactly, but if OPGG is the one with Thresh Lucian, they pick up Rengar, that's a strong combo.
Right. Exactly.
And it's also, you want to be making mid-game focused moves with Rengar,
Exactly.
so pick up mid-game focused champions.
And so so I will say Healy's Wheelys definitely took advantage of that. They picked the pure, the mid game, and then they had that Rise Splash, which the Rise Splash starts in mid games and it carries over to late, and they were easily able to have that shine.
Definitely.
Or, put Maokai top lane. Pick a different AD carry. You're not playing Vayne. You play Corki, right? I know that their AD carry plays Corki. Wing Pow.
Yep.
Good Corki player. Send him bot. Put Maokai top, and don't build Sightstone on Rengar. Build full damage, Moby Boots, let Maokai do the CCing, and let Rengar get the kills.
That's the thing. There's that kind of contrast, is whereas you can build Rengar kind of like the way you build a tanky Lee Sin. You get the Sightstone, you get a little bit of tankiness because you can still do damage without it, and so can Rengar if you have the kill lanes to support it.
And he's got a lot of CC.
Exactly. So, but if you don't have that at that point, the more kind of build for a Kha'Zix at that point would probably be a little bit smarter.
Yep.
Yeah, I would probably have to agree with that myself.
Cutlass.
Yep.
I'm gonna go grab some water real quick.
All right,
let you
sounds
guys
fine.
continue to talk about this.
That's right.
Let
You can go and take I gotta back out for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just take a few minute break. I will put a little bit of a counter, and this is just kind of a guesstimate on when the next game is gonna start.
Yep. It looks like they're taking a pause right now. So
It's like we're taking a pause. All right.
sweet.
So we will catch you guys back in just a few minutes. Catch us for game 2 to see if Healy's Wheelys will take the win, or if OPGG will be able to come back and we'll go into a game 3.
all right. Sounds.